This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studio on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Jules Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. 3 UN agencies have collaborated to launch a $3 million funded security sector reform strategy project. As part of efforts to tackle gender inequality, the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, TANGO, and partners on Thursday organized 2 days training for 30 members of the civil society organization on women's political participation. Following a meeting with the contractors, the Commissioner for Customs at GRA, Alaji Kembai, has called for the harmonization of all stakeholder digital systems at the port of Banjul. The ECOWAS mission in the Gambia, ECOMIC, is conducting a month-long breast cancer awareness and screening campaign for Gambians to commemorate Pink October. In sports news, the head coach of Gambia's senior football team named his squad for the upcoming double-header AFCON qualifiers against Madagascar. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, in collaboration with the Office of the United Nations Human Rights High Commissioner and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime on Wednesday, launched a $3 million security sector reform strategy project. Lamin Alaji Funding Dabo tells us more.
The Gambia is still trying to solidify the transition to democratic governance, following after the 22 years of authoritarian rule. The Gambia underwent a democratic transition in 2017, at a time when the government realized that the security sector faced significant challenges that stained its reputation, leaving a lasting impact on the public perception of the security apparatus in the Gambia. The Gambia government, with support from partners, including various arms of the United Nations, are undertaking reforms of the country's security sector. Pateja, the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Public Service, reiterates the Gambia government's continuous drive towards the effective implementation of this security sector reform strategy.
Today's launching will avail us the opportunity to understand the project goals and objectives, and as well allow us to provide feedback on the project design and seek clarification on its implementation arrangements. I would still encourage you as participants to use this forum to provide advice on the effective coordination and implementation of the project.
This security sector reform strategy project is designed to be implemented in a duration of 36 months, and the implementation will be under the overall coordination of the UNDP. Mandisa Masologu is the UNDP resident country representative.
Our collaborative efforts aim to build a foundation of trust where security institutions are regarded as reliable allies in pursuit of human rights, social justice, and peace. This inclusive approach, which integrates input from various stakeholders, reflects our understanding of the complexities surrounding security and human rights in the Gambia.
Carl Frederick Paul is the United Nations resident coordinator in the Gambia.
This project builds on the remarkable and now worldwide known gains from the Gambia peaceful transition, continuing our collective momentum through the implementation of the security sector strategy for 2023 to 2027. In doing so, we draw inspiration from past intervention and recognize that sustainable change is not only possible through coordinated effort among government partner, security institution, but also with civil society organization and the community that they serve.
During the implementation, it is expected that the implementation institutions and partners, will embrace the opportunity to work as a unified force, striving for a more peaceful, just and inclusive Gambia. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alhaj Fandin Dabo.
Now, in a bid to foster gender equality in politics, the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, Tango, and partners on Thursday organized 2 days training for 30 members of the civil society organization on women's political participation. Usman Jatta has the rest of that story.
August Assembly to ensure that matters referred to FPAC is taken as very important and that
the presence of 3 elected out of 5 female National Assembly members, the other 2 being nominated members out of 53 NAMs, is one of the areas reflecting the political marginalization of women in the country. This 2-day training for representatives of various civil society organizations on enhancing women's participation in politics is one initiative hoping to reverse this situation. With a commitment to foster gender equality, this initiative seeks to equip women with the skills and knowledge necessary to navigate the political landscape effectively. The program includes lectures on advocacy, public speaking, and understanding electoral processes. Yadikon Jai Irebo is the chairperson of the Association of the Non-Governmental Organization.
We want to support women, train women, build the capacity of women so that women can go out and represent themselves. It's not an easy journey, especially for women. You have to be very strong to be able to do it.
The training seeks to strengthen women's political participation and leadership through reformed legislation, community-level leadership, and political parties' engagement in the country. Alaji S. Cham, as Senior Program Officer for Tango, emphasized the need to empower women's participation.
We want to have change in this country. The parliament, the executive, the judicial, everywhere we want women to be leading so that we can be free.
Established in 1983, the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations in the Gambia, Tango, seeks to ensure maximum use of resources mobilized by NGOs for relief and social development purposes through collaboration, networking, and mutual reinforcement of each other's activities. Mari Jabate is among the trainers.
How do we enhance their quality of participation, which may also be about their capacity to participate? I mean, what do women need really to have quality participation in their political parties?
The participants engaged in dynamic discussions, role-playing scenarios, and grouped activities that fostered collaboration and innovation thinking. Ida Balde, a member of the Network Against Gender-Based Violence, is among the list of female participants.
So in this training, it will equip me more than I was having before to make sure that women are being empowered and they are participatory to politics and other social activities.
As the country prepares for elections in 2026, initiatives like these are critical in building a strong network of informed women leaders who can contribute to a more equitable political landscape. Osman Chata, reporting for QTV News.
Laudable initiative there. Now, the Commissioner for Customs at the GRA, Alaji Kembai, has called for the harmonization of all stakeholder digital systems at the port of Banjul under a single automated platform. He was speaking during a meeting with officials of the Al Barak group in Banjul. And Sumana Esonyasi tells us more.
This meeting follows the commencement of expansion work at the Banjul port by Turkey-based Albera group of companies. To familiarize themselves with the current state of implementation and to ensure the Revenue Authority is catered for during the implementation phase as a major stakeholder at the port, senior officials of the Customs Department, led by Commissioner Alaji Kembai, engaged the General Manager of the Albera team in Banjul. During the meeting, Mr. Mbai said the visit was necessitated by the need for close stakeholder collaboration. He further stresses that to ensure transparency and a seamless process in the delivery and access to services at the port, it is important to have one automated platform for all stakeholders.
By and large, we are doing a lot in terms of reforms, and it's paying dividend. But it will pay more dividend, if our relationship, with the ports, is aligned, such that, there will be efficiency both in terms of digitalization, in terms of capacity building, in terms of harmonizing our procedures and processes, because if we are automated, ports need to be automated, so that everything that is going to be done is done remotely, rather than we using our system in terms of automation, while port is using paper.
Yes, sir.
So everything has to be seamless.
Furthermore, Commissioner Mbai shared with the Alberta representative some of the reforms GRA has embarked on at the port in recent years, which he says has contributed immensely to improving service delivery and enhancing revenue collection, and gave assurances of the GRA's commitment to working with all stakeholders.
We cannot also be efficient, without also ports being efficient, because we have to work in tandem. Sure. It's one operation.
Sure.
As you know, we are currently, handling the operation of the ports in terms of the scanning systems. Mm-hmm. It's also one of the reforms that we have brought to the ports, where now we have a state-of-the-art a scanning system. Mm-hmm. in the port. Mm-hmm. Likewise, the single window.
Mm-hmm. Alberta representative Salih Levan Kaga welcomed the GRA officials for the visit. He acknowledges their role as a critical partner at the ports and reiterates Commissioner Mbai's call for close stakeholder collaboration. On the harmonization of all digital systems, he says the group recognizes this as a necessity and gives assurances that steps will be taken to ensure this is done.
We are going to be 20% and 80% partnership with the Gambian Port Authority. 80% being us, because we are bringing in the investment in the country. And plus we increase the efficiency of the port, the more revenue will be collected and the more revenue you will be collecting, direct or indirect.
The Port of Banjul is the authority's biggest revenue earner, hence the introduction of several digital programs over the years, with a view to boosting services and revenue generation. However, since the formalization of the PPP concession between the government of the Gambia and Turkey-based Alberta group of companies, key partners such as the GRA have been engaging all stakeholders as the authority seeks to ensure that once the expansion is complete and the port is fully operational, all stakeholders will operate without hindrance. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
That report there will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and sports news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel-Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertel-Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. Now, the ECOWAS mission in the Gambia, ECOMIC, in commemoration of Pink October, is conducting a month-long breast cancer awareness and screening campaign for Gambians. Lena Igwenyiba reports.
While the ECOMIC force is known for maintaining peace and supporting security reforms, its humanitarian efforts are also vital for promoting long-term stability. In line with the global observance of Pink October, the force is launching a breast cancer awareness campaign. Breast cancer is the second most prevalent cancer in the Gambia, with an incidence rate of 15% and a mortality rate exceeding 50% in 2020, according to the National Library of Medicine. Major Eunice Hallman, co-organizer of the campaign, highlights the importance of the intervention in helping with early detection.
Early detection saves lives. So as a force, we believe that if we educate the personnel on early detection and do screening for the women in Gambia, it will help save the lives of the people in Gambia.
Lieutenant Madame Gay, medical officer with the Senegalese FPU, encourages women to seek help early if they notice any irregularities, stressing that early action saves lives.
te lenn la du jàngoro bu nga xam ni danga koy ragal ndax damay fàttali rek breast cancer buy wér la.
Breast cancer is not something to be feared. It is important to remember that it can be cured if detected and treated early. That's why early screening is crucial, along with teaching people how to self-examine.
The force will officially launch its campaign tomorrow, the 4th of October. Major Eunice Hallman provides a rundown of key activities planned for the month-long awareness drive.
Monday, we will kickstart our screening at Bakau, where we will screen personnel of the ECOMIC force as well as personnel of the Gambian Armed Forces at Bakau. On Tuesday, we will go to Banjul, where we will have 5 different points. The Immigration Department is also another point where we will screen all personnel of the Immigration Service. Then the Fire Service Health Center will also screen all personnel of the Fire Service. We will not leave the prisons out. Saturday, which is the 15th of October, we will be at the South Government Hospital, where everybody, the general public, come to a South Government Hospital. We will take care of you. We will screen you and ensure that you do not have breast cancer. If there are any symptoms, we will see the way forward for you. For the second week, that is from 17th, going Bekama and Yundum General Area is also going to experience our hospitality. On 16th, we will go to Sheikh Hamda Senior High School, where we will also educate the students there on breast cancer and breast awareness. So we invite the general populace to come there. ECOMIC is here for you. We have your health concern at heart.
Breast cancer predominantly affects women above 50 years of age, but can also impact men and younger women. Early detection is crucial. Get screened now. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Now, health experts associate unhealthy eating and physical inactivity with several diseases, some of which could be life-threatening, like diabetes and high blood pressure. To better understand the risk of such lifestyles, Usman Jatta engaged Dr. Njundu Jatta, a clinical pharmacist with the Ministry of Health, and this is his report.
Diabetes and hypertension have become the new normal condition in our society, and most people know about someone with these conditions. Health officials are sounding the alarm as statistics indicate a rise in diabetes and high blood pressure among the population. However, inadequate health screenings further threatens the lives of most people who prefer visiting pharmacies for prescription drugs rather than having proper screening done by medical professionals. Here is Dr. Njundu Jatta, a clinical pharmacist working with the Ministry of Health.
If you're having a pain, it is better for you to go and have a checkup. Know what is the cause of the pain. Pain doesn't just come like that. There's a reason why you have a pain. Now you have to go and find out why you have that pain. If it is confirmed by a clinician or a doctor that you have the pain because of you having this problem and you need this medication to control those pain, that is acceptable. So you can regularly go and buy this drug from the pharmacy. But beyond that, you are not expected to be sitting at home then sending kids to go and buy these drugs from the pharmacy regularly.
Diabetes is a chronic metabolic disease that is characterized by the elevated levels of blood sugar, which may, over time, lead to serious damage of the heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. While high blood pressure occurs when the pressure in the blood vessels are too high, this escalation can lead to serious problems such as heart attacks and stroke. The recent increase of diabetes and high blood cases amongst young people is of great concern to Dr. Jata.
These conditions were known to be elderly related conditions, like they happen usually with the elderly. But now you could see young ones, people of my age, having these conditions. Why? Now it is something that maybe, yeah, people need to go into the drawing board and find the reasons why, but these conditions are becoming too rampant in the community. They are becoming too common, even within the young age. And this is not something that we should take light.
According to the World Health Organization, WHO, non-communicable diseases, which includes the likes of high blood pressure and diabetes, account for about 34% of all deaths in the Gambia. The increase has been attributed to unhealthy eating habits and a significant decline in physical activity. Some individuals fall victim to these non-communicable diseases, spending hours in one sitting position under air conditioners and computer screens and never engaging in physical activity. Here is Dr. Nyundu's life-saving advice.
We are less inactive. We should be active to ensure that we don't sit too much, because some of the foods that we eat, yes, they are helpful, but some has other things that we don't know. So we should encourage ourselves to be very active and ensure that we don't develop this kind of non-communicable disease.
As these health crises increase, the message from health experts is clear. Regular screenings, healthier eating habits, and increased physical activity could turn around this life-threatening trend. Osman Chata, reporting for QTV News.
Coming up next, we have sports news. The Gambian national team coach Jonathan McKinstry has unveiled a 23-man squad for the double-leg tie against Madagascar in Morocco for the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Our sports reporter Momodo Gajaga was at the football house and he now reports.
Scorpions head coach Jonathan McKinstry has chosen a 23-man squad to face Madagascar in the upcoming two-legged 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers in Morocco on October 11th and 14th. Souley Camara of Racing Santander is added to the squad for the first time, and Mohamed Badamosi, Mahmoudou Bajo and Jacob Mendy, who missed the previous selections against Tunisia, returned. Scorpions regular Ibrahim Okoli, who plays for Young Boys in Switzerland, and also played 73 minutes against Barcelona in the Champions League on Tuesday, is missing this time. Coach McKinstry explains.
So it's very simple for Ibrahima. I was actually at the Young Boys Barcelona game a couple of days ago, and Ibrahima and I have been speaking over the last week or two. Basically, Ibrahima is requested to not be considered for this camp alone because he has some personal issues that he really needs to attend to. And even speaking with his club Young Boys, they're aware of that. I'm not going to go into deeper context on them because personal things are personal things.
Under Jonathan McKinstry, the Scorpions have played some exciting football and created a lot of goal-scoring chances without capitalizing on them. The team has also displayed a tendency to concede from set pieces, such as free kicks and corners. They have been poor defensively in recent matches, especially in aerial duels. The coach acknowledges the weakness.
But we need to be cleaner around the penalty box. There's no doubt about that. You know, we're creating a lot of chances. You know, our passes into the final third, our box entries, our expected goals are all a lot higher than they've been over recent years. Defensively, we've got to tidy up on set pieces. But it's interesting because in the two camps we've done so far, it's been two different issues in set pieces. Because in the first camp, the issue was defending crosses, which we worked on a bit in the second camp in the short time, and actually that was not an issue at all. from set pieces against Comoros or Tunisia from corners and from wide delivery free kicks, we were pretty comfortable.
Some young players like Mahmoudou Bajo and Abdoulaye Cisse, who are in fine form at their clubs, are yet to get a chance under McKinstry. What would it take for youngsters to break into the team in a competition?
So when you have someone like Abdoulaye Cisse who comes into the national team, we were really pleased with him in the last camp. But he still is evolving and developing that connection with the teammates around him. Historically, for me, players who come to their very first national team camp don't usually get lots of minutes. Sometimes they do if they're a really high quality player, if they turn up and hey, they have a 10 out of 10 week and they're just the best player in the training sessions, then yes, they get their minutes.
The Gambia and Madagascar are third and fourth in the Group A standings, respectively, on a point each after 2 matches. A win for the Scorpions in both matches could see them a step closer to their third consecutive Africa Cup of Nations, depending on what happens between the Comoros and Tunisia double-header. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
That story by Mamadou Gajaga brings us to the end of this bulletin, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. 3 UN agencies have collaborated to launch a $3 million funded security sector reform strategy project. As part of efforts to tackle gender inequality, the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, TANGO, and partners on Thursday organized 2 days training for 30 members of the civil society organization on women's political participation. And following a meeting with the contractors, the Commissioner for Customs at the GRA, Alaji Kembai, has called for the harmonization of all stakeholder digital systems at the port of Banjul. The ECOWAS mission in the Gambia ECOMIC is conducting a month-long breast cancer awareness and screening campaign for Gambians to commemorate Pink October. In sports news, the head coach of Gambia's senior football team has named his squad for the upcoming double-header AFCON qualifiers against Madagascar. That is all we have for you in this bulletin of the news. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thank you for watching.